Mr. Redmoon with that size munch. Let's go. Rock bottom time. And wait a minute. Am I seeing things plus?
Yeah.
Or is 𝗧𝗵𝗺 running one less temp?
Yeah, might have let his stepbrother borrow a Temtem, so forgetting to bring one to the team
no.
today. So, oh no, 7 out of 8.
Oh.
Is he doing this on purpose, or did he literally forget? Because, you know, 𝗧𝗵𝗺, he has thousands and thousands of games under his belt. I'm pretty sure he's one of the more experienced players in the game. I don't really remember any situation where he would forget to bring a single Temtem. wait a second. What is going on?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, plus there's also 𝗵𝗺 in that team, so it's like he's running 6 Tems this time. It's kind of crazy. So I mean, we'll have to see how this will affect his gameplay. Perhaps on a challenge. I most likely just forgot to bring that last Temtem, so obviously gonna be a bit harder. So this is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, it just leaves it a little bit easier, right? You get to ban a bit more of those weaknesses that you have compared to if you had 8 Temtems, you have more potential counter pick, as we said. So, all right, starting off with the double nature, trying to counter both this water Temtem on 𝗧𝗵𝗺 and the earth Temtem. So, not too bad of an opener for Redmoon. Let's see how 𝗧𝗵𝗺 wants to respond, because the only thing I could think about, you know, Blue, that Piranha does have Purgation. So, Purgation on Rotor could be quite impactful. But if Redmoon catches a little bit of that game plan, could just go pedal to the metal. A Plague, activate the reactive vial, and then CPG to follow up is a massive tempo advantage to start things off. So we'll see. This is looking juicy.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see what Mr. Redmoon bans. I think with the coverage of his team, getting rid of an opposing 𝗬𝗬𝗺 is a pretty good idea. I mean, just reducing the amount of stats you can have on your opponent's board, especially like with a 𝗬𝗬𝗺 type, is kind of valuable, and it is eliminated. So getting rid of 𝗧𝗵𝗺's 2 highest stat Tems is a pretty smart move again. Just because it looks like typing is relatively even on both sides, and there's not really like a major Tem that could oppose him necessarily on 𝗧𝗵𝗺's team. So we'll have to see what Mr. Redmoon decides to pick up in the back pocket. 𝗂𝗧𝗇 is the pickup. I'm surprised 𝗂𝗀𝗆 wasn't picked earlier, but it is. Yeah. Finally picked up there.
Yeah, probably just saving it for that very end, but ooh, Blue, a Temtem we don't see very often. It will be that 𝗧𝗲𝗺 getting picked up. And, you know, 𝗧𝗲𝗺 not too bad. It does have things like Stare to try to lower those defenses. On top of that, you do have that 3 priority piercing wheel. That also is a 33% reduction on those defenses. So we got to keep our eyes peeled for those kind of plays. But starting things off, the double nature, as we said, the fake beard on the 𝗧𝗵𝗺. So there's a lot of potential damage on the side of Redmoon. So this is going to be really cool to see how 𝗧𝗵𝗺 wants to try to navigate these first couple turns to try to get a little bit more momentum going. Because for right now, he obviously has like the slower Temtems. But of course, we can never sleep on Rotor, right? Rotor virtually the #1 Temtem in the meta. And only one of these players has a Rotor on their team, so that could almost make all the difference as well. We'll see.
Remember when Rotor was called Watchdog Plus? I remember.
True.
I remember. Not anymore. Rotor the Beast. Rotor the Apex. I mean, of course, barring 𝗬𝗺, because 𝗬𝗺 is 𝗬𝗺, you know. But Rotor is a beast. So 𝗧𝗵𝗺 will be swapped out here for Mr. Redmoon for that 𝗬𝗃𝗆. So instantly going into the typing weakness to get rid of this Rotor ASAP. The Plague will come through, trapping the Piranha as well. 53.5% HP as well. We might just see a Tsunami into another Plague to work Purgation to buff that attack as well into that Stone Ball, into the 𝗬𝗃𝗆 spot. But the 𝗬𝗃𝗆 will take that in kind. I say in kind. But that was a 26% damage attack right then and there. Sorry, 36% damage attack right then and there.
Yeah, I actually like that play. Well read by Redmoon. Understanding that the Stone Ball was going to be a last one to go. And yeah, if the 𝗧𝗵𝗺 stayed in, that would have been a whole lot more damage. Maybe even like 70, 80% damage on the 𝗧𝗵𝗺. So that was about the best Redmoon can do. And on top of that, you do get that coveted aquatic whirlwind online, usually able to do things like 70% damage on a rotor. But remember, reactive vial still hasn't proc, so is it enough to try to take it down with something like 𝗬𝗬𝗺𝗀? Oh, but we get the double swap from 𝗧𝗵𝗺𝗶 here.
Yeah, it may actually not have that reactive vial. I mean, we'll have to see. Aquatic Whirlwind does get committed into the 𝗬𝗬𝗺. We'll see what the 𝗬𝗬𝗺's follow-up choice is to be mirroring. Does a bit of chip damage, and the bait does proc, so this 𝗬𝗬𝗺 will be able to at least withstand a few status conditions here and there. But the Resin Trap committed into that Minotaur spot, actually. So spreading it out 1-for-1. The Minotaur will be trapped in here. But I don't think that's really going to be much of a concern here for the side of Snrplat. The Minotaur is in a pretty decent spot, able to pressure out this 𝗬𝗃𝗃 here. 𝗬𝗬𝗺 might be safe for a turn as well, which is huge. It'll be able to commit a few attacks before Redmoon will be able to really respond. So not the worst position for Snrplat for now.
And you know, we could of course just call him 𝗏𝗃𝗺. We're just having some fun with the little different account. But for those at home that don't really know, this is 𝗏𝗃𝗺, chat, of course, but we're just having some good old fun. But keeping it back on the game, you know, Blue, I think Snrplat just wants to go ahead and keep clicking things like Purgation, but wait a minute, everything is staying in. I'm a little bit scared for this 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃 if 𝗏𝗃𝗺 goes for the aggressive hasty lunge. But oh, the 𝗬𝗏𝗃 with their sharp rain. Is he going to be catching 𝗏𝗃𝗺 with his pants down? Where did the Minotaur do? Because I'm pretty sure it should have most likely outsped. Did it click Purgation?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Sparkling Bullet is actually committed here to burning that 𝗬𝗬𝗺 a bit. Yeah, that pickoff is huge. Getting rid of that 𝗬𝗬𝗺 right away. And you can see there's still stamina on both these Tems. I mean, that's the stamina pools are huge. So, gonna be able to dish out even more punishment coming in. And I think that's what Snrplat is trying to figure out. So, Ruler really coming in. I have a feeling this is gonna be a swap out. But at the same time, the Ruler does have attack +2, so might try and insta-give the 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 before it gets a chance to move, but that's not really likely. 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 is a fast Temtem.
Mofo indeed. I love it. But you know, Blue, he does have Aquatic Whirlwind back online. There is a world where you could go ahead and potentially sack your 𝗬𝗏𝗃 to try to throw out the Aquatic Whirlwind and follow that up with the Plague, right? Because maybe 𝗏𝗃𝗺 wants to swap in that Piranha in the back line, but at least the Plague comes in to try to deal with it after the entry. But if you do commit the AWW, then something like that Sparkling Bullet we just saw the previous turn might just be directing his attention over to the 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 spot. And then how in the world are you dealing with that 50% increased rotor? That's going to be impressively hard. But here we go, Blue. As you mentioned, rotor did think about swapping out. So in comes the Piranha. Does Redmoon read or does he go? Oh, he goes for the water cannon on the Minotaur. Wait a second. This could be a huge potential kill if it gets it.
Resin Trap does get the kill. We'll pick up the Minotaur as the Piranha is left isolated with that Ruler and that 𝗧𝗏𝗺. The 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 still hasn't overexerted, which means it is able to commit for another kill here, and the Ruler will be the chosen swap in. However, Snrplat, even if he swaps it out for the 𝗧𝗏𝗺 to like bait out an attack, it will not matter. This 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 will get that pick off. This 𝗬𝗬𝗺 with that Plague, I believe, did 47% damage to the Piranha. Will not eliminate it, but will put it into the grinder. Will put that Piranha in lethal range. And so, right now, Redmoon in a very good position to just push for a win now. 2 Tems down. Snrplat has made very little progress in forcing Redmoon to swap at all.
Yeah, you know, masterfully played so far indeed. Not only did he save his Aquatic Whirlwind for this moment right here, right now, but he managed to guess the, predict the swap out. But look at that damage, 80% out the window. Reactive Vial will be recovering that 50% or so, but 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 has done his job. I believe it is okay for the 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 to step out of here. because it has done a tremendous effort in this round. The Revitalize is going to be recovering the rotor, making things really problematic for the side of Redmoon. So excellent recovery for the side of Snrplat. Let's see if they can try to hold on to a little bit of that momentum. They're trying to build their way back up, but this 𝗬𝗵𝗶 might have a thing or two to say. So we will see. This is getting interesting. Down to the wire. I mean, Redmoon, as you mentioned, does have a whole lot of tempo. And just 𝗬𝗫𝗶, final 3 Temtems, but these are some really good Temtems, especially that rotor that got that early game purgation online.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big issue here now is that their rotor, or sorry, the situation right now is there could still be a purgation coming into that rotor spot. So the CPG does come in with the 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗫𝗵𝗺, so really just trying to get the kill, but it's not quite there. 3.7% HP. The isolation does come through removing that item, but it's already done as due diligence. Laundry will be committed onto the 𝗬𝗵𝗶 just to put it in a spin cycle, but it will survive that strike. Just pretty healthy still. Snowball committed, trying to take out the 𝗂𝗀𝗄𝗃 in one shot, and it does. So Ruler gets another kill before it has to go, and it pays for its money's worth, but I don't think Snrplat can afford this still. 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗆 is so healthy. 𝗧𝗲 is the only back pocket option, and 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗆 can potentially clear these 3 Temps on the board right now for the side of Snrplat. Redmoon, that is, with that 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗆.
Yeah, you know, that rotor surviving by the smallest of margins was actually really significant for the side of 𝗬𝗫𝗶, because now that refreshing Diabolo, as we just saw proc, bringing it back up to 28%. So rotor with things like Goring online might make things pretty interesting. Can the 𝗬𝗵𝗶 outspeed? I don't remember if it did 28%. I wasn't paying too much attention on that rotor HP, but if it is, maybe 𝗬𝗫𝗆 could consider. But the Goring does go first. 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗆 completely taken out. Wait a second, and Snrplat gonna be making a big old comeback, and it wasn't 28%. Unbelievable, Blue.
Absolutely, yeah. Noxious Bomb committed onto the 𝗬𝗵𝗶, and the 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗆 being eliminated is ginormous, because now it is up to the 𝗬𝗨𝗃 to get rid of this roller and then get rid of the 𝗧𝗲. The Piranha still living rent-free on the board, still not down, and yeah, I mean, the 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗆 getting eliminated like that is huge.
Yeah, not even a plague, right? I wonder if he clicked Resin Trap. Perhaps Redmoon didn't want to go for the 3-power play, but the helicopter kick will be going first, as the speed arrow did favor him. So there was a speed tie. Unbelievable, but whoa, the energy reserves, yes.
+4 attack, this Piranha is angry. He Noxious Bomb throws down the 𝗬𝗵𝗶. We'll see how much damage this does. It does so much damage to 𝗬𝗵𝗶, actually. 22.4% HP. The front whip whips this fish back into the water as it goes down. And now it's 𝗧𝗲 versus the 𝗬𝗨𝗃 versus the 𝗬𝗵𝗶. But 𝗬𝗨𝗃, Crystal Tem does have those melee attacks, and we'll have to see if Snrplat will be able to bring this back. He's right there, and Redmoon also has options to just pressure out the 𝗧𝗲. Obviously, the 𝗬𝗃𝗽𝗆𝗃 available. The Sharp Leaf will be poked in first. The hook kick actually will be committed into the 𝗧𝗲 as well. It nearly takes it out. The 𝗧𝗲 with the Stone Ball trying to eliminate this 𝗬𝗨𝗃. It does! It's a 𝗬𝗵𝗆 versus the 𝗧𝗲, but the 𝗬𝗵𝗆, it's not fast enough. Will Sharp Leaf do enough damage? I didn't check. Plus, did you see how much damage it did? Because right now, it is the 𝗧𝗲 versus 𝗬𝗵𝗆, the snake versus the ostrich emu bird thing. We'll have to see.
Yeah, the only thing, I think 𝗧𝗲 has that 3 priority play. So is the 𝗬𝗵𝗆 fast enough is the number 1 question. A Sharp Leaf does kill, but that 3 prio piercing wheel is looming online. Can the 𝗧𝗲 outspeed? This is a name of speed coming down to the very end of our round 2. Who's going to be taking it home? What an epic matchup, I will say so. But coming down to the final button. Piercing Wheel versus Sharp Leaf, and the Sharp Leaf does go first, and Redmoon will be taking it down. Incredible performance. Redmoon had to play that perfectly from the very beginning, so well done. Looking like that is right. And Turbi playing a little bit different team than we're used to in the past, right? He used to have, as I mentioned before, a little bit more of a toxier heavy, you know, Platymus, Yggdrasil, those kind of Temtems, but no toxic Temtems. The only one being the exception is that 𝗃𝗃𝗃. So hey, 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗶, exactly why he might just be picking it up this game. It doesn't look like Buffduck has too many crystal Temtems, right? There's only that one 𝗬𝗏, so maybe 𝗧𝗵𝗃 can actually do a good amount of work in this game. I'm actually really excited to check it out.
Ban on the Momo straight up for Turbi. Getting rid of that. The ban on the Valorant as well, understandable. Against Buffduck's team here, the Garunder, 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗺, just a lot of big boys on the side of Buffduck. Actually, most of his team is chunky boys.
Yeah, we did see it before, right? A whole lot of chunky boys able to bear the force of all that Spectre was throwing at him in that early game rounds. So, okay, let's see what he does as the orange counter pick, or not the counter pick, but just the orange game one, or turn one rather. What does he want to start things off? He has to think about the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 with that sting, the soil sting potential. But more importantly, what can the blue counter pick be? It might just be 𝗧𝗵𝗃. It might just be Grandpa looking kind of deadly here. Even a 𝗧𝗃𝗃 doesn't feel all that bad, right? You get a little protector buff. You get a beta burst on the 𝗬𝗃𝗽𝗃. But we'll see. Maybe Turbi has a different idea in mind.
Yeah, if the Grandpa is picked up here, 𝗧𝗵𝗃 is most likely getting banned to stop that combo from going. 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 obviously still available, but probably not going to be picked up until much later. I think that's what Turbi is considering, maybe to pick up the Roller instead here early. I mean, Roller wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Leave the double bird situation on the table still, potentially. And yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah, 𝗧𝗃𝗃 will be picked up instead, leaving the double not flying, wrong game, 𝗬𝗵𝗆 on the board here, and it is allowed through as the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 is banned instead for the Buffduck. So we'll have to see what Buffduck picks up here to counteract this. Again, 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 still available, 𝗂𝗃 still available. Could just go full chunky with a 𝗬𝗏 as support. I believe. Wait, Buffduck's 𝗬𝗏 is immunity, isn't it? So actually, less of a support and more like a defensive option against toxic Tems. In which case, probably not what he's looking at. So 𝗂𝗃 will be picked up first. And 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃 will get picked up, so both of them. I'll take all the top boys.
𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. Yeah, 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃. Nice, but yeah, the big old dino, right? If you will, big old dino getting picked up. But hey, final Temtem for the side of Buffduck. It looks like, as you mentioned, the 𝗬𝗏 doesn't really look too ideal. Perhaps decently against the 𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗃, but honestly, 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 straight to the face was looking kind of devastating as well. So decides on that 𝗃𝗃𝗃. So here we go, guys. Round number 3, and whoa, the calc and the get good coming from Turbi. It is so cool to see those pop up.
Yeah, for sure. So 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃 and that 𝗂𝗀𝗃 against this 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 opening. And the protector buff already committed. So, again, does 𝗃𝗃𝗃 count as a chunky boy? With 3 heads, I'm pretty sure he counts as a chunky boy. So,
definitely.
Team chunky for Buffduck versus this team. Oh, Buffduck will be swapping out for that 𝗃𝗃𝗃 Turbi side. We'll see how he plays it out. So, Soul Steam right away committed into that 𝗃𝗃𝗃 spot, formerly that 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃, and the beta burst as well. So just committing a double just in case the 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃 was staying in, but the Toxic Ink will be trading in kind. So in fact, overall 1-for-1, pretty decent trades both sides.
Yeah, exactly what we saw early on with the Buffduck versus Spectre game in round 1, right? Spectre had that early game advantage. However, with that adequate swap into the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, eating a whole lot of damage very, very well. So good read for Buffduck. Knowing 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 could have gotten a little uppercut, but with that protector buff from the 𝗧𝗃𝗃, it wouldn't have done all that much, right? And you were just left alone, really susceptible to that potential beta burst. So yeah, did decide for the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, and now you know, Blue, that 𝗧𝗃𝗃 spot looking quite dangerous, right? Double Toxic Ink, which is maybe why Turbi's deciding to swap in. Oh, but the Turbo, these HKSs are gonna be chunking this following turn.
He would go again, plus Toxic Ink will be committed into the 𝗂𝗀. Double Toxic Ink, in fact, to secure that kill. But the damage has been done. I have done my due diligence with the 𝗂𝗀 pickoff. Will be allowing a swap in. And the question is, what Tem will be swapping in here for that triple choreography bonus that may be coming for the side of the grandpa?
You know, I would say Acronox doesn't feel all that bad, right? You try the game plan right now on the current board for Buffduck is just toxic ticks here, toxic tick there. So Acronox, naturally being that toxic typing, won't be receiving any of those. But oh, what do I know, Blue? The 𝗂𝗄𝗇 coming in, trying to get those diffuser trait rolling. So maybe just try and nullify one of these guys. You know, this could be Turbi maybe understanding that perhaps the 𝗂𝗄𝗇 has something incredible like a refreshing 𝗬𝗶𝗶 and might just want to take it away, or trying to cover all his bases in case there is a swamp out. But we'll see. Tyrannock does hit the board though.
HKS does come through. Tyrannock takes a lot of damage, 40% HP, and that, and the rage coming through. Defense down, +4 attack. Toxic Ink does go on the grandpa. So Turbi recognizing, right, that the issue will be the grandpa. The priority will be at the grandpa. So the 𝗂𝗄𝗇 was not going to be targeted at all. So he gets away with that attack buff on 𝗂𝗄𝗇. I wouldn't say for free, but definitely just getting out without getting punished. And the question will be what the plan is now. Maybe a double up into that Tyrannock spot. Maybe put the 𝗂𝗄𝗇 to sleep. Get that punch in for that Tyrannock. So again, we'll have to.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. That seems like a proper line of play to me. The question is, you know, 𝗂𝗄𝗇 just in a single turn doubled his attacks, right? It went 100% increase, so double damage. Is that enough for 60% on the Dino? So, hey, to your point, Blue, the Hypno does get applied on the 𝗂𝗄𝗇. We'll see if there's an energy drink. There is not an energy drink. But here we go.
Yoshitashi! It's huge! Shredding the dinosaur to pieces! The huge arms of the 𝗂𝗄𝗇 committed, and as mentioned, plus the sleep into that punch, lights out for the Tyrannock, cleaning up Turbi, getting a clean Tem up, trading for that 𝗂𝗀, and we take that any day of the week if you're Buffduck. The 𝗂𝗲 does come in, but again, this 𝗂𝗄𝗇 is a beast right now. It will be down to speed, of course, because the 𝗂𝗄𝗇 can only do so much damage before the 𝗂𝗲, you know, does its due diligence, does what it's done for the longest time now, and just slap the man silly, especially if it has defense down.
Yeah, you know, keep in mind there's a stair potential, -2 defense on top of that 100% increase on 𝗂𝗄𝗇's attack. You know, I've never seen a 𝗂𝗲 get one shot, but maybe there's a world. You know, if he had 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗺 again, maybe there's a world. But steer into something simple like a little sparkling bullet could do some good damage. But you know, with a potential comebacker trait, 𝗂𝗲, the only thing going for him is he only has clinch available. But oh, wait a second, speedy 𝗂𝗄𝗇 as well. Oh!
And another rage! There's no way! 𝗂𝗲 will have to punish this. There's no way he clinches the grandpa! Oh my god, this raged 𝗂𝗄𝗇! He's so angry, plus he's gonna kick your face in! Oh my god, this man is a monster! Turbi, you greedy boy! Never punished! He gets that +4 down, my goodness!
Yeah, my goodness, indeed. That is 200% damage on this following 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗺. And of course, keep in mind, Hypno's online. There's also stairs online. So this guy is about to go crazy. Turbi, the maddest lad in the tourney so far. Let's go ahead and find out what he's going to be doing. So bringing in that alert status just in case it was the hypnosis. So doesn't catch the 𝗂𝗄𝗇. But let's see, Blue. Can we one-shot the 𝗂𝗲?
One-shot the 𝗂𝗲! Can we do it? Yes, it does! The 𝗂𝗄𝗇 is now 2 for 2 on its kills. 1 punch, 1 kill. The chunky boys stand no chance.
No chance whatsoever. 𝗂𝗲 just obliterated from existence. That is 2 Temtems Mr. 𝗂𝗄𝗇 has just annihilated. A fantastic performance so far for this 𝗂𝗄𝗇. But of course, this is Temtem, so we are working with its stamina system, right? So 𝗂𝗄𝗇 out of stamina. However, Blue, he could just go ahead, retreat the 𝗂𝗄𝗇 for the time being, and this is going to be a true menace to the Buffduck's remaining team. You know, could just kind of let chip away damage with the rotor, try to chip away a little bit damage with the Acronox, and then 𝗂𝗄𝗇, when the time is right, he still has little clicks like uppercut, he still has sparkling bullet if he needs it. None of those are true effective damage accords, but we just saw neutral damage is enough, right? 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗇𝗧 100 down to 0 on a tanky 𝗧𝗲. Truly unbelievable. Turbi with the greed, not getting punished for it, because I think this 𝗂𝗄𝗇 might have just got one shot with a savage suplex if it did come to that.
I think 𝗬𝗀 would have killed it straight up. The -6 defense is insane. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 does get committed into the ninja still, one-shotting it, which is a one-shot table plus. Buffduck getting cleaned off the face of the earth. Overexertion on the grandpa. Toxic Hit does committed. The grandpa will finally get picked off. The 𝗂𝗄𝗇 still ignored. It just rests plus. It just not punished. It just stays on the board. It's like, alright, next round, time to punch someone else's lights out. Absolutely crazy. 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗃𝗃 forced out. The roller will be committed in as well. Even if the 𝗂𝗄𝗇 goes down after its next punch, it does not matter. It has killed off a 𝗧𝗲𝗺. There is no shot 𝗧𝗲𝗺 or _𝗂𝗄𝗺 will survive a hit.
I could only agree more, and here we go one more time. Oh, she dashed 100 down to 0, right? That is another one to 𝗂𝗄𝗇's book. And man, this is the Death Note kind of book, right? Writing every single name on his agenda and not even slowing down. Turbi, what an incredible game. Him and his 𝗂𝗄𝗇 are insane right now.
Absolutely. I mean, Turbi getting that one-of-a-kind games, one of the as I call it, a unicorn game, right? Getting that character.